the caption, read the description as well. Like it, share this, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell everyone that needs to know that Mayegun today. And yes, you too. And yes, and yes, right. And yes, right. And yes, right. Tinubu has now declared war on Nigerians. The much awaited speech has further added fuel to the anger of Nigerians. Tinubu has dared Nigerians. Stop your protest. Go back home. Or else. Or else what? People have dared him and the protest continues. But today, again, I was apologizing for the late start initially, but the audio was kind of so muted. I apologize for that again, right? Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are joining us this moment. This is Mayegun, and this is live. I have come again with the compilation of what happened in Nigeria, starting from last night. Nigerians are on the streets demanding for the reversal of policies that have made them poorer. The policies that have reduced their purchasing power as promised by Tinubu. Policies that have kept them unsafe. Policies that are killing them. These are clearly stated. So people were asking, why was Tinubu quiet? Others said, well, they were planning evil. If they were quiet, that means they were not actually looking into whatever you're doing than planning evil. In the last 3 days, Tinubu's government has shown that it is not the government of the people. It is actually the government of the cabal, by the cabal, for the mafia. It's obvious. Rather than look into these genuine demands, Tinubu and his gang, state governors, they have been spending money to bribe the same poor people from expressing their rejection of the policy that made them poor. All these have been so counterproductive. They have been intimidating and threatening. Ladies and gentlemen, courageous Nigerians defied all of this. They still trooped out. What did Tinubu and gang, what did they do? They hired the same poor people to go and disrupt that peaceful protest, loot shops, right? Vandalize properties, so that they can have something to say the protest is violent. People keep pushing out evidence of this paid. In fact, those that were paid to go and disrupt peaceful protest, some of them got to the protest ground and they joined. They started confessing their own hardship. Tinubu and gang, they were not done. They mobilized the police. They told the military to be on standby. All to intimidate the people to accept whatever they are offered. No choice, take it. We know what you want. We know what you deserve. You don't understand anything. Just endure this. In a democracy, the Nigerian police have killed, it's now confirmed, the Nigerian police have now killed over 40 people. No joke. 40 people have been killed in the last 4 days. Now that is a crime. And Tinubu and his gang, they are not backing down. They want to do more. So when Tinubu recorded his now underwhelming speech, that they said if he speaks to the people, maybe if he makes some concessions, look into all of these things, if genuinely you are actually putting this policy, you put this policy together for the people, and the same people are hungry, right? Their issue is deeper than hunger. But right now, they do not want to hear anything about policy than cut down the hunger. And they are so clear on what you should do in case if the people don't know what to do. They are so clear. But the problem is that it won't do it. I told you, all your demands are like asking your ruling class, your elite, your stinking, dirty elite in Nigeria. It's like asking them, right, to hang themselves. If you read those demands, as simple as those demands are, these guys have grown so greedy, selfish, and indifferent, also insensitive. They are in their own world. And right now, it is only a revolution of the people that can bring them back to sanity a little bit or get rid of them entirely. So Tinubu recorded a speech. That speech made it to the social media 6 hours before the expected broadcasts. A lot of people were shocked that how could they leak the Tinubu speech? This can't be a speech. A lot of them were like, no, this is not it. It's fake news. Some even came to Mayegun's Diary Political to abuse me. I want weary. You came to Mayegun's Diary Political to abuse me for telling you that this is what Tinubu will tell you, in case if you don't know. Then 6 hours later, Tinubu was reading the exact speech that a lot of them had already. That has now handed to the anger. I have to tell you this for free. Today is not a day of protest. In case if you are wondering, people didn't come out. Why did not people come out again? What is this? Is this how to protest? If you are one of the protesters, you won't say that. You are probably one of the keypad warriors who are giving ideas on number one, Nigerians are slaves. Abi? Then when they came out, protest cannot fix anything. Instead of protest, they should do revolution. Still on your phone. You are still on your phones telling them that. Now, when you now saw that, this thing is big, then you are like, no, they should go to that place. Still on your phone. Right now, today, you are feeling like you are justified. See, there is no, they are not out. Is this out of protest? No. Today is not a day of protest. Like, today is like, take your protest to your churches, and if you can even bring your church to the streets, do that. Tomorrow, Nigeria will witness what is called total shutdown gradually. I am saying it to you now. You don't have to believe me, okay? Tinubu is like saying the die is cast now. You need to leave the streets. Right now, people are like, really? He is more concerned about properties destroyed than the lives lost. I commiserate with the family of these people. He didn't even know their names. The president of Nigeria, who ordered his policemen to kill Nigerians because they are hungry. That president didn't even know a name of those people killed. Right? It was like reading a love letter or a 2027 campaign. I'm sorry that I'm going to start from the boring part. That is going to be the Tinubu speech. Then we'll go to the interesting part when I'm going to show you what happened across Nigeria today and what is expected tomorrow. I'll show you all of that tonight. So please share this broadcast, okay? Invite those who should be here, right? Tell all of them that Mayegun is live. So we will start with this. I'm apologizing in advance. Rather than get bored, I advise you to get angry. Your anger is now legit. Listen to me. The criminals ruining Nigeria, they are very selfish. Their elite, they are so selfish as well. That is why you will begin to see their elite who are somehow, they are beginning to feel the impact of what you are doing because they are feeling uncomfortable. Some of them are becoming inconvenienced, right? So when Tinubu released that nonsense speech, some of them are beginning to advise the same poor people. Now the president said, okay, go home. You should all leave the streets now. because we know that the military can begin to kill people. Now we will be counting all the people killed by Tinubu, and it will make it worse. Inshallah. When the people finally break into, somebody said, you, this Mayegun, you are the one inciting the people. Exactly. If Mayegun has to incite the people to become selfish too, you need to be selfish. You, the poor people, they say, you take everything, don't you? They are elite who actually share from the looting of the country, right? They are becoming uncomfortable. So isn't that something good? So if that makes them uncomfortable until you get what you want, then that's a positive incitement. Peaceful protest. Yabi? Now let's go get angry together. Really angry, I mean angry, not bored. Here, Tinubu, the first part. I've put all this in parts. Okay? Here is the first part of what Tinubu said this morning.
My fellow Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protest. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides, to work together, reshaping our destiny as a nation. For those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional rights of every Nigerian are respected and protected. Our law enforcement agencies should continue to ensure full protection of life and properties of innocent citizens in a responsible manner. My vision for our country is one of a just and prosperous nation where each person may enjoy the peace, freedom, and meaningful livelihood that only democratic good governance can provide. One that is open, transparent, and accountable to the Nigerian people. For decades, our economy has remained anemic and taken a dip because of many misalignments that have stunted our growth. Just over a year ago, our dear country, Nigeria, reached a point where we couldn't afford to continue the use of temporary solutions to solve long-term problems for the sake of now and our unborn generations. I therefore took the painful yet necessary decision to remove fresh subsidy and abolish multiple foreign exchange system, which had constituted a noose around the economic jugular of our nation and impede our economic development and progress. These actions block the greedy and the profit that smugglers and rent seekers made. They also block the undue subsidy we had extended to our neighboring countries to the detriment of our people, rendering our economy prostrate. These decisions are made were necessary if we must reverse the decades of economic mismanagement that didn't serve us well. Yes, I agree. The buck stops on my table. But I can assure you that I am focused fully on delivering the governance to the people. Good governance for that matter. In the past 14 months, our government has made significant strides in rebuilding the foundation of our economy to carry us into a future of plenty and abundance. On the physical side, aggregate government revenue has more than doubled, hitting over 9.1 trillion naira in the first half of 2024, compared to the first half of 2023, due to our efforts at blocking leakages, introducing automation, and mobilizing funds creatively without additional burden on the people. Productivity is gradually increasing in the non-oil sector, reaching new levels and taking advantage of the opportunities in our current economic ambience. My dear brothers and sisters, we have come this far, coming from a place where our country spent 97% of all our revenue on debt service. We have been able to reduce that to 68% in the last 13 months. We have also cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligations.
That's called you. Like I told you, instead of you to get bored, I advise you to get angry. You are not the ones out there to burn properties. Tinubu and his gang, they are sponsoring thugs. I've been showing you videos anyway. I'm going to show you more videos this evening. So don't rush. Tinubu has killed over 40 protesters. That is to his name. 40. They killed over 10 people in Kano yesterday. 12 people exactly were killed in Kano yesterday by Tinubu's policemen. One of them was even bragging, I will kill you. I'll kill all of you today. Nothing will happen, he said. His thugs, they were slapping and beating people up in Lagos today, including journalists. Nobody is spared. So right there on your screen is a man who is a narcissistic, narcissistic tyrant. A pure mafiasco, sort of. And some people said, listening to what is the rubbish, the gibberish is kind of spewing, they could kind of hear Dele Alake from his mouth. And I probably kind of agree too. The president of Nigeria is sponsoring armed thugs to invade peaceful protests. And not only that, to vandalize public property, people's properties, loot shops, so that they can use that as a leverage to say the protest is violent. His policemen are sort of, they are kitted with warlike gears. Policemen are walking about with hand grenade to protest ground. I mean, come on. So that's the first 7 minutes, and nothing about your demand is mentioned other than just the loss of properties. He's not even concerned about the loss of lives. He says something about bigotry. I'm going to get to that part too in this broadcast, where Tinubu's cell of bigots is crumbling. Igbo must go. Igbo must go in Yoruba land is crumbling too. Tinubu is about to face something that he never anticipated. Somebody said February last year, he said, you see this your charade elections, it is bought and paid for. But at the end of the day, the person that is buying this election want to force himself to be president. He will become that president. But you know what will happen? Nigeria will be like sand in their hands. Baba, I searched for that video yesterday and I saw it and I'm like, oh, wow. That makes sense now. Is Nigeria not like sands in their hands right now? They wanted power by all means. They killed for it. They compromised all institutions that could checkmate them. Now they have a state capture on their hands, right? And the whole thing is becoming worthless in their hands. But they still won't let go, will they? No, they won't easily. Here is the other parts. Again, don't get bored. Get mad. Get angry. And pick out the reason why, if you have not joined yet, now you may have your reason why to join. It's not a campaign speech, ladies and gentlemen. This is the speech of Nigeria president addressing the country of supposed 200 million people, which over 150 million of them are living below. It's like living in the dungeon of poverty, multi-dimensional poverty. Now, the people who are now tired are being brutalized, assaulted on the street and killed. And their president, after 4 days, is talking to them. Let's continue. So don't get bored. Get mad. Get your own reason now. Pick your own reason. If you haven't joined before, you will join now because of this cancer graduate.
Outstanding foreign exchange obligations of about 5 billion without any adverse impact on our programs. This has given us more financial freedom and room to spend more money on you, our citizens, to fund essential social services like education and healthcare. It has also led to our state and local government receiving highest allocation ever in our country's history from the Federation account. We have also embarked on major infrastructure projects across the country. We are working to complete inherited projects critical to our economic prosperity, including roads, bridges, railways, power and oil and gas development. Notably, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and Sokoto-Badagry Highway projects will open up 16 connecting states, creating thousands of jobs and boosting economic output through trade, tourism, and cultural integration. Our once declining oil and gas industry is experiencing a resurgence on the back of the reforms I announced in May 2024 to address the gaps in the Petroleum Industry Act. Last month, we increased our oil production to 1.61 million barrels per day, and our gas assets are receiving the attention they deserve. Investors are coming back, and we have already seen 2 foreign direct investments signed over $500 million since then. Fellow Nigerians, we are a country blessed with both oil and gas resources, but we met a country that had been dependent solely on oil-based petrol, neglecting its gas resources to power the economy. We were also using our hard-earned foreign